Hello, welcome back to my video. I was sitting here doing nothing, so thought why not take a video, record a video, and discuss something. So let's discuss about what I'm doing in these days. So as I always do, I was reading some books on the psychology and dream, on the supernatural powers. So it very fascinating. It very fascinates me how this whole kind of fluctuation occurs, and the changes we see in the outside, the broad changes actually happen because for the small, very minimal changes in some very fundamental level. So that is my observation. So I found from the Freud and Carl Jung, Jung psychology. So it's I found that very intensive, because if we see the later part of the Jung's life, so he wrote one book, that is Red Book. On that book he described about some very metaphysical things, and in his writing, as a scientist or as a psychologist, it is supposed to write in the psychological manner, but it is found in his book that it was all written in a very poetic manner or a very casual manner, whatever actually he was experiencing at that point of time. So that I have found something very interesting. Moreover, I have to add about the psychology of Sigmund Freud, about the dream psychology. So uh, Jung actually elaborate depending upon the Sigmund Freud's psychological base. So he is actually extended or broaden up his uh, domain of study, which is mainly dependent on the uh, Freud psychology. As Freud discussed about the mm, libido and the electra and the dream, he told a dream is a way to know about the subconscious or unconscious. And you discuss about totally on the subconscious. His uh, way of study is totally on the deepest core of the brain of our mm, it is mainly the sublimation part. So sometimes if we study about Jung, it could feel that I am not in the ground or art earthly level. I am somewhere in the frictional world or imagination world or some, you know, divine world. So that, or some uh, devil world. So that kind of uh, instances, cases uh, continuously come while reading or while listening to the Jung's psychological analysis. Jung discussed about the symbols and how symbols actually impact on us, and why symbols is uh, necessary, and why these symbols coming out from for the human life, and what it depicts in the uh, in our life. Jung also said that symbols are the representation or the mm, uh, nutshell, or we can say that the encapsulation of a bigger mystery, because we cannot share the whole thing, and it may be ungrasped by the people. That is why Jung focus that is why these symbols actually coming out as a uh, way of mystery, as a way of influence people, that uh, in this door there may be something uh, uh, extra artly, or something strange, or something, we can say that supernatural or unearthly or phantom may exist, and it is the door. If you want to explore, you can explore. But symbols, men cannot directly uh, attracted by the symbols. That is why uh, it has its own significance. If you don't have a elevated consciousness or elevated level, you cannot attract towards the symbols. So in this way, symbols has their own world, or own kinds of uh, mystery. So, or own kinds of, it is also called as deception. You can be in the whole society which have many kinds of symbols, but if you do not if your consciousness is not elevated to that extent, then you may not be very curious about the symbols. What is the meaning of the symbol? You can use, or you can, uh, perform some rituals with the help of these symbols, but you cannot, you don't want to go deep into the symbols. So in that way, symbols is, we are always functional and always involved with the symbols, various kinds of symbols. But people who have a deep sense of uh, gratification, or deep sense of uh, sublimation, until and unless he don't have that kind of capacity, he don't want to explore that thing. So in that sense, symbols have their own mystery, own kinds of uh, aperture